Food is gorgeous, food is pleasant, food is healer. Everyone loves food. Everyone expresses food in different ways. Can all of us eat finish our food without wasting? Over the year, the ranking of food waste become higher in every country. Who's wasting the most food? Well, shown in the pictures here, the food waste is produced by the consumers from these 5 sources which are residential with the highest percentage in total of 44% and industrial with the least percentage with 2%. This is surely a bad influence in our life and to the earth. According to a study by the World Wildlife Fund and Tesco, over 2.5 billion tons of food is wasted every year across the world. That is equal to 40% of all food produced by human consumption. It all adds up to more than 5.8 trillion meals wasted over the course of each year. What a pity for us, the consumers, for sure. But thankfully, this behavior is not allowed in my family. A very good day to all the listeners. Hello there, my name is Natasha Normin and I would like to talk about reducing food waste. In this video, I will talk about tips on reducing food waste based on my family waste. As we all know, food waste produces carbon dioxide, which lead to global climate change. So here, I'm gonna share with you the 4 tips that my family apply in our life to cut waste and save the earth. Without wasting more time, the first and foremost tips that we apply in our family is save the leftovers. This point is general, but really it makes a lot difference to the earth. Leftovers is something that we cannot avoid. It always happens in our daily life. Then, save it. How? By saving it inside the refrigerator. When putting the leftovers inside the refrigerator, in the container, somehow we forgot that it is there and throw it when it turns bad. Why? Because we use the opaque container and no labeling on it. So, my family ways to store the leftover is by putting it inside a clear container before putting it in the refrigerator. Therefore, in this case, all of us are aware about the leftover and can use it to cook another dish. Secondly, do a smart groceries shopping. My parents teach us to do a smart groceries shopping. Spend as needed, not by will. This phrase is strictly used in my family. My dad really hates food wasting. He always makes sure that our expenses, especially on foods, are on track. So in terms to reduce food wasting, my mom will list up all the things needed before shopping for the groceries. This is not just reduce on food wasting, but also save our time to do the groceries shopping. If your parents tend to do so, then apply the rule in your daily life to the children. Talking about food waste, for sure, when preparing the food, there's always scraps from the skin and seeds of fruits and veggies. Well, do not throw away these scraps into the bins, but turn it into fertilizers. Composting the scraps is the third tip to cut waste based on my family way. Composting the scraps is very beneficial as it is one of a way to turning the food waste into energy for plants. My dad has been using this tip for years, which make him place that one bin specially for food scraps in our house. He will make sure to throw away the scraps every day without mistakes at the composting system at the garden before it turns bad inside the bin. To make sure you don't get confused on what I'm about to say, here's a video on how to compost scraps and turn into fertilizer. These tips surely help to reduce the amount of food waste in the house.
Have you ever thought about where your leftover food goes after you throw it in the trash? Or the consequences that it has for our planet? In the U.S. alone, about 37 million tons of discarded food were brought to landfills in 2015. That's equal to the weight of 100 Empire State Buildings. In landfills, food scraps and other organic material are broken down by bacteria in the absence of oxygen, which produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas with even greater capacity to trap heat in our atmosphere than carbon dioxide. Composting is an eco-friendly alternative to discarding our food waste with 3 important advantages. First, composting allows food scraps to degrade in the presence of oxygen, meaning no methane is produced. Second, composting mimics natural nutrient recycling processes, breaking down biodegradable materials to produce organic fertilizer, a sustainable alternative to synthetic fertilizers that require high amounts of fossil fuel energy to produce. Third, composting diverts waste from landfills, preserving natural ecosystems that would otherwise be cleared for landfill use. And the best part? You can compost in your own backyard. Click the link in the description to learn more.
The final tips to cut food waste is sharing the food, a tip that is practiced to us since we were in childhood. When we cook more than enough for the family, my mom always told us to share the food with our neighbor. At this point, it is not just reducing waste, but also keeping good relationship between us and the neighboring. Well, there are more tips on how to reduce food wasting in our daily life, but those 4 tips mentioned not only will help to cut waste, but also save our time and money. Thus, do follow the tips and be more responsible on saving our Mother Nature. That's all from me. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.